It was a warm summer day. Oprah Winfrey drove through a Chicago neighborhood after a hard day. As Oprah was filming, she noticed a small boy sitting alone in a corner with tattered clothes and a piece of cardboard that read, "I have no family, please help." His eyes struck Oprah deeply, prompting her driver to pull over and turn to her bodyguard. "Just Jake." Oprah knelt alongside little Jake and asked, "Can you tell me a little about yourself?" Her voice was quiet and reassuring. Jake halted briefly, clutching his sign, before lowering his gaze to the ground. "His name is Jake," he mumbled, barely audible. Oprah offered him a warm smile. Oprah asked Jake, "How old are you, sweetheart?" Jake looked up hesitantly and mumbled, 9, but no one remembered my birthday. This year, I didn't have anyone to celebrate with. Oprah encouraged Jake to continue at his own pace, saying, "Don't leave me wondering, Jake. I would love to hear your tale." Jake took a deep breath, his voice trembling, and told Oprah about his parents' deaths in a car accident. The police refused to let him see them because there was so much blood, and they weren't breathing anymore. Oprah noticed Jake's tears and felt her own emotions rise. "I'm sorry you've been so strong to get this far." "I'm proud of you," she murmured softly. Jake sat quietly for a time before lowering his head again. "After being sent to live with my uncle, he yelled at me and told me I was a burden. He didn't have time to deal with me. One day, he packed my bag and told me to go figure out on my own." Jake broke down in tears. Oprah expressed her emotions by gently placing her hand on his small shoulder and saying, "What he did to you was wrong. Jake, you're here, and I'm with you," she stated firmly. Jake wiped his eyes and muttered, "I don't belong anywhere. Nobody wants me, and everyone treats me like a problem." When Oprah heard Jake's comments, she reached out and took his tiny hands in hers, looking him directly in the eyes. Jake was reassured that he was not a problem, and that he would find the love and care he deserved. However, uncertainty lingered, and Jake asked hesitantly if he would be alone again. Oprah reassured Jake that he was not alone and promised not to abandon him. Jake sensed unshakable support from someone who actually loved, prompting him to ask softly. Oprah softly but firmly grasped Jake's hands, saying, "There will be people who care about you and love you. We'll figure this out together." Jake let go of his fear and grief and threw his arms around Oprah, who held him close. "I promise things will be okay, Jake." Jake cried quietly as Oprah caressed his back, providing him with a sense of comfort he hadn't felt in a long time. For Oprah, this act of kindness was a decision to improve Jake's life. It was the first time he honestly believed someone would be by his side. Oprah instructed her security to bring Jake a bowl of soup and a sandwich from a neighboring restaurant. With a smile, Oprah handed Jake the food and added, "Eat up, sweetheart." Jake's nervousness eased as he ate slowly. Oprah called her assistant to arrange a safe place for him to stay overnight. Jake had a warm shower and changed into clean clothes at the nearby hotel. His tense expression softened, and the fear in his eyes faded as he sat on the edge of the bed. Oprah confronted Jake and told him that someone should have done this for him a long time ago. The next morning, Oprah planned Jake's future by partnering with an organization that provides education and a safe living space for orphan children. OA personally introduced Jake to one of the representatives, a kind woman who knelt down to his level and said, "There's a very special family waiting for you. They're excited to meet you and give you all the love you deserve." Jake's eyes lit up with a genuine smile as Oprah promised to cover all of his educational expenses through her personal foundation. She also arranged for him to attend a summer camp to explore his interests and talents. "This is just the beginning." Oprah reassured Jake, "There's so much more waiting for you," placing a calming hand on his shoulder. Jake embraced her, his body shaking with emotion. Jake's life had transformed in an instant, and Oprah knew the story didn't end there. As she prepared to say goodbye, she crouched down and looked him in the eye. Jake was encouraged to help others in the future, since sharing kindness makes the world a better place. Jake's eyes welled up with tears, but he nodded firmly and spoke with newfound conviction. Oprah asked the audience to support those in need, emphasizing that tiny acts of kindness can alter lives. The video ended with Jake settling into his new life at the organization, smiling and playing with other children. He is thriving in ways he never thought possible. The video concludes with a call to action to spread the message of hope and kindness by liking, sharing, and subscribing.